Hey guys, my name is Andy and welcome to the channel. So today I want to do a quick video. We're actually fixing to go Jeep shopping. As a lot of you know, I sold my Wrangler, time for another one, looking for a four-door. Hopefully that appeals a little bit more to the masses. The TJ was a little small for me, I didn't fit in it, and you know, it didn't do as well on the channel as I was hoping it did. So buying a four-door will get me a bigger Jeep. I'll be more comfortable in it. I'll be able to take it on trips, and hopefully it appeals to you guys a little more and I get a few more views on it. But that's not what this video is about. Just thought I'd tell you what I was doing today. This is about the Civic. I've not done a Civic video in a little while, and I meant to do an update after we got it fixed. Yes, the Civic got wrecked. I think it was back in March. It took us like 3 or 4 months to get this thing fixed. I think it was 3 months or 2 months waiting on the insurance. I can do a separate video about that if you want to know my experience with State Farm. But then we got it. It was like another month before we get in the shop, and then we got it fixed. And this is my 3 reasons on why you should use a reputable body shop to fix your car. Yes, this car has to go back in the shop, but my number 1 reason will tell you why we used the place we used, and we have used this place before with 0 issues. This is just one instance that just didn't work out, and I'll show you what that is here in a minute. But the number 3 reason you should use a reputable shop is paint. Now, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, if you have a friend that does auto body work and stuff like that and they want to fix your shop, they may have all the tools needed. That's another thing, tools and paint. We can kind of add this into the same thing. They may have all the good tools needed, and they may use like good PPE paint or whatever brand is the best paint is nowadays. I know PPE used to be really good, but I'm not sure about it. Now, PPG, I think was, sorry, PPG, I think used to be the really good stuff, and I'm assuming it probably still is. But they may not use that, you know, they may skimp on that. If you've got a friend of a buddy of a cousin that you take your car to and you've never met this guy, he may charge you less, but he may use inferior paint and that may not last as long. It may bubble up. He may not have the right tools to prep it with. He may not know exactly what he's supposed to be doing to certain kinds of fiberglass or plastics or stuff like that to get that paint to adhere to it right. He may not mix that paint correctly for the plastic, because I know some of this stuff has to be mixed a certain way so that when it bends and stuff while you're driving it, it doesn't crack that paint. And he may not know all that because the bigger shops send people to school to learn this stuff each year about the newer supplies and the latest and greatest stuff. So that's my number 3. He may not have the best tools, he may not use the best supplies, and he may not just be knowledgeable enough on the latest equipment. Even if he uses the best stuff, he may not have went to school to learn what he needed to do to use it, and he just may not apply it to the car correctly. Number 2, he may not have the best body shop or the best paint booth specifically. The body shop, you know, that's one thing. You can do that in your basement. You're not going to get a ton of like dirt and debris when you're doing your body work because you're going to sand that off anyway and make that smooth. But now when you're going to a paint booth, totally different story. You don't want some guy painting your $30,000 Honda in his basement because you're going to get dirt, debris, insects, bugs, whatever it may be in that paint. You want somebody that has an amazing paint booth. Now, there are places you can rent paint booths, and maybe that's what the person that's fixing your car is doing. Maybe he goes out and rents one. I know they do that here. There are at least one paint booth here that I know you can rent if you want to paint a vehicle. So maybe that's the case, but if he doesn't have that option, you definitely don't want him painting an expensive vehicle like the Tundra or the Roush or even the Civic in the basement or even outside. Heaven forbid. I've seen people do that, paint their car outside and there's just dust flying everywhere, and then they're like, oh, I can wet sand that out. I'm not sure I buy into that completely. The number 1 reason that you want to use a reputable body shop when you're having your car fixed if it gets damaged. Let me take the phone off the tripod. I'll show you the damage we have to have fixed. Okay, and the number 1 reason that you want to use a reputable body shop when doing this is this right here. See this right here? You can tell it's bubbled right here and here and here. This did not flake off because something hit it. It has bubbled up. You can plainly see that it's bubbling up around through there, and a big place flaked off. So now if you used some budget body shop, you might have to pay for that again. Okay, like I said, if you use some budget body shop, you may have to pay for that again. But if you use a reputable body shop, their reputation is on the line. Word of mouth is a horrible thing for a business, and they want to make that right. They will fix this under warranty. This car got fixed, what was it, May or June-ish time frames. I think it was sometime late May, the car got fixed. They're definitely going to repair that, repaint that, no questions asked. They'll fix that, no problem. But if you took this to some shade tree mechanic, some shade tree body shop, you know, you may be stuck with paying for that again out of your pocket. Now they may say, hey, you know, I'll do the labor for free, but you need to buy the paint. Paint is not cheap. Supplies are not cheap when you're doing body work, and that stuff is only going to be going up. So you want to make sure that if you use a body shop, now this is just a minor thin little piece, it probably won't take a lot to paint that, but what if the whole side of your car done that? You'd have to buy a lot more paint, a lot more supplies, and that person may not do it. My dad has actually dealt with that with a Corvette. He hired a guy to do it who was supposed to be a great painter. The whole side of his Corvette cracked, big pieces of paint flaked off of it. The guy did not want to fix it. The car is still not fixed. It did this the first time I drove it. The paint cracked. I showed it to him, and the guy was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't think that's right. My dad didn't really want to pursue it. He could, of course, got an attorney or something, but by the time he paid for all that, he would have probably had as much in it as it would have cost him just to have the car repainted. And then that guy would have either just had to pay him back or redone it. And, you know, it's just not worth it to go through all that hassle, time, effort, and money to have that done when you could just went to a reputable place to start with, and they would have fixed that for free. So tell me if you've had a bad experience in the comment section below on having your car painted. This is the first time I've ever had anything go wrong with the place we took this car to. The rest of the spots they painted on this vehicle came out great. Just that one spot chipped. Maybe they didn't prep it good. Maybe they didn't wash it with the right solution. You know, there's so much new stuff out there now that you have to prep before you put this paint on. It's hard telling if they missed a step or it just didn't adhere to that piece of plastic right there. Either way, they will fix that. It will be fixed here in the near future, and we won't have to worry about it anymore. So like I said again, tell me in the comments below if you've ever had a bad experience with a reputable paint place or shade tree body shop. Let me know. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Hope this helps somebody out. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you guys next time.